A two-step compound and polish on a Miata. Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Glenn. And I'm also Glenn.
Today we're going to be polishing this Miata, and from there it looks nice and shiny and glossy. Up close, it looks like someone washed it with a Brillo pad. It's, there's lines, there's all sorts of weird geometric shapes here. It's obviously been washed with something abrasive in areas. It's not everywhere. So we're going to be spot compounding and then polishing to even everything out. So Glenn, on that side, you've got the corded rotary. We'll take the cord free over here because we don't have enough extension cords. But the first thing, we always want to start with a clean, damp pad. And the reason we want a damp pad, first of all, clean pad should be
given.
Given, but we want a clean, damp pad. And the dampness is to help control heat, first and foremost. Secondly, it prevents the compound from absorbing too much into the pad so we can work more on the surface. And it makes cleaning the pad easier the next time. So to do so, we have a couple simple ways of doing it. Rinseless wash, diluted.
Yes.
How much?
256:1.
Correct.
No, I think it's a special dilution on the pad, 256:1.
Correct, yeah.
Because here, there's only one dilution, 256:1.
No, we have two dilutions.
Oh,
4 milliliters to a liter.
okay.
Yeah.
256:1.
So can you bust this myth for me then? Does the rotary create more heat than the dual action?
No.
Okay.
The user can create more heat with the
Okay.
dual action than they can with the rotary.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Myth busted, number one.
So the rotary actually runs cooler, generally speaking, than a dual action.
Okay.
Because you actually have less abrasive movement with a rotary than you do with a DA. That's why the DA cuts faster.
Okay.
But I'm going to show you to cut and finish with the rotary. And you're actually the first ones to try our new rotary cutting pad and our new compound.
Okay, I'm excited.
So first thing we want to do,
And what number speed you doing that on?
so you always clean your pad at the same speed that you use the pad on the paint, which in this case is speed 1.
Okay.
But then we spin it out at speed 6. Next, the compound. So the gold standard compound doesn't come in a sprayer, unfortunately. And unlike a lot of compounds, you don't need to use a lot. So 3 small drops on your pad.
Pea-sized drops.
Yeah, is all you need.
And you said we're going to use this at speed 1.
Speed 1.
Okay. So we're polishing,
We're compounding.
compounding. Yes.
So so we got some very deep scratches here.
Yeah, I can see definitely down the line here. There's a lot of linear scratches all the way down that hood.
Right. First thing, a lot of people hold on to the tool too much.
Okay.
We don't want to put any pressure on the tool. The more pressure you're putting, the more pressure you exert, the more heat you generate.
Okay.
The more heat you generate, the less you cut.
Okay.
When it starts clearing up, you're done.
Okay.
Don't try to stretch it out.
Okay.
And you'll see what we have on our pad here.
Yeah.
So that is a combination of a bit of the polish, but the clear coat we removed.
Okay.
A lot of people at this point would be just put more compound on.
And go again. Yeah.
And how many passes have you done there roughly to get a bit of clear up?
3.
Three passes.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's quite interesting there is that machine was going very slow.
Yeah.
If I was picking this rotary up and trying to learn myself, there's no way I would have started that slow. I don't know how many speeds are on that machine, but I probably would have ramped that up to speed 3, 3.5.
Yeah. And the compound would have cut for about 10 seconds.
Okay, because we're generating too much heat.
Right.
Okay.
And now you've just removed that polish using a rinse and dampen towel?
Yeah. So how are those scratches now?
Okay, I mean it's made a good dent on them. We have quite a few in this linear section here and here, but it has definitely. I can see up here where you haven't hit versus here, like we've knocked them back.
And you notice we basically don't have any rotary swirls.
Well, that's the thing, because my conception of a rotary is I'm going to put haze in there, I'm going to put trail marks, and then I have to clean it up with a DA.
Right.
Yeah.
That comes down to the abrasive.
Okay.
So our compound uses a geodesic abrasive.
Okay.
Your typical abrasive is shaped like a pyramid. And a pyramid has a number of points. And as that abrasive is going around, you have a point of the pyramid digging in. It eventually breaks off. The pyramid rolls a little bit, goes to the next point, keeps doing that. With the geodesic shape of our abrasive, we have a lot of cutting edges. And the compound, or the abrasive, is actually designed to roll in the compound a little bit.
Okay, you described it more like lots of little triangles in a ball.
Yeah, a triangle forming a sphere.
Okay,
So if you know what a geodesic dome is, you can Google it.
And
it's
it just
easy.
has heaps more cutting sides and just keeps
Right.
cutting and cutting and cutting on basically a fresh edge.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why we have a very short cycle with this,
Okay.
because it is cutting a lot
Okay.
at the same time. Now, this vehicle, we're actually not wanting to cut a lot on. This is very important. We measured the paint before, and it has an average of about 95 microns everywhere.
That's where someone would typically be scared away from a rotary, though, who doesn't know. They'll
Right.
go, I can definitely not touch this with a rotary. I'm going
Right.
to remove too much paint.
Well, actually, a DA removes more than a rotary.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that being said, we don't want to compound a lot on this. I'll teach you more the art of finishing
Yes.
with a rotary. And the customer, when they see their car, they see it as perfect already.
Yeah.
We see scratches that they don't see, that to them don't exist. So we don't need to chase all these scratches.
No, because they're going to see a burn spot in their paint
Yes.
much quicker than a couple of scratches that are left behind.
Right. Now, for cleaning the pad,
Yes.
rinseless wash, couple sprays.
Okay, so you do a speed one and then you ramp up again, just like the initial one that you did.
Right. And now our pad is clean again.
Okay, and you're not
So-
introducing any more liquid at this point? That's enough liquid right there? To
That's
keep it
enough
nice?
liquid.
Okay.
And if you take your glove off or run it against your arm, you'll see it's
Oh,
just
yeah, it's very,
it's
very,
just damp.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's less than 1 milliliter of water that remains in the pad.
after doing that process.
Right.
Okay.
So why don't you believe in blowing out the pads like we see quite a lot?
First of all, I don't like breathing dust. Secondly, it's a very efficient way of destroying pads.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to sell you more pads, they're definitely going to tell you to use compressed air.
Yep. Used to you.
So up here, you can see we have a lot of the deeper scratches.
Yep.
And what have you put on that pad now?
The compound again.
Okay.
So you're going to learn how to
Alright,
compound
I feel like I'm
with a
being
rotary.
entrusted with a
So speed one.
Speed one. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I doing kind of my normal spread out of the compound?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Use your trigger lock always.
Okay.
Because
How much pressure am I applying here?
no pressure.
No pressure. So just letting the machine do it.
You're just using that hand to sort of guide the machine along,
Yes.
is that right?
And the speed that I'm moving here?
Good. With compounding, the slower you move, the faster you work.
Okay.
Need to remember it's plastic.
Yeah. You have to remember clear coat is a plastic. So if you create heat, you're going to soften the plastic. If you soften the plastic, your abrasive isn't cutting it anymore.
Right.
It's just sort of rolling around in the plastic. So
And
when it,
that's not hot at all.
no.
That's my 3 passes.
So we're at 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Here, we'll put it in Celsius for you guys. 19.5 degrees Celsius there. Where you're cutting, 21.
Okay, so we've barely introduced any heat. I probably wasn't as efficient as possible through this little divot. I felt like the machine wanted to walk away a little bit when I got to that area.
Right. One of the reasons for that is you're holding onto the machine too much.
Okay, I really felt like I was just using this as a supporting hand, but obviously when I get
But
to
no,
the
but your
mirror,
backhand,
okay. So position of backhand, should I move it here? Should I have it just...
wherever's comfortable.
Okay.
But one way to learn how to use the rotary
Yep.
is to hold it less.
Okay.
And when we do that, put 2 fingers here,
Yep.
2 fingers there.
Okay.
Now it's starting to get grabby
Yep.
because the abrasive is spent and we've actually loaded the pad with clear coat.
Well, yeah, that would have been pass number 4 right there.
Right.
So hence where the three passes was
Yeah.
probably sufficient.
And these curves, they don't look like much, but they're actually very,
Yeah. Well, you can feel it in there, definitely.
yeah.
And so how do you navigate that? Do you put a little bit of a lean on the pad?
Yeah,
Or?
you can put a bit of a lean. Every time you're putting a lean, you're actually reducing the amount of cut because you have less surface working for you.
Okay.
If the whole pad isn't contacting, but at the same time, there are areas where, yes, you need to sort of lean into it, but not the airplane taking off sort of lean, just a very little. But
And
you
it
see,
stops that digging and that
Right.
pivoting of it, right? So you're doing more work with this side of the machine.
right.
But
But you
it's
see
not
with this
moving.
pass,
Yeah, well, it's cleaned that, It's right? cleaned it
right,
up.
that means
It's spent, it's
yeah,
finished.
with this compound and our wool pad that's designed for the DA, because
Yes.
we have a different pad altogether for the DA,
Yes.
you're going to actually remove more material than with the Rotary.
Okay.
So if you want, we can take a small section with the,
With the finishing?
no, with the dual action,
dual action, okay.
with the compound, just so you see what it can do.
So that's a different pad. I see that the fibers are a lot shorter.
Correct, because the long fibers on this pad, if you're in a dual action, they're just going to vibrate. They're
Okay.
not going to cut. So you need a short nap wool. Finishing with the Rotary is the fun part.
Okay.
It's the part that scares most people, but it's the part that's the easiest.